Hello, it's Sarah Pawn here again. Next, we will go over Section 8. This Section 8 is recommendations how to enter into the human resource industry. After talking to Miss Edison, she stated that she received her master's degree in business administration. As soon as she graduated, she thought that she could get immediately in a management position. She applied for a bunch of jobs and couldn't understand why she could not get into any of the jobs. She later found out that it was because she had no experience. A lot of these management jobs want you to have, 5 years experience in human resource management. And so she started to apply for entry-level jobs. She stated that it's important that if you have no experience, that you go into an entry-level job. She also stated that you should at least have a bachelor's degree in business management or a related field. Another recommendation from her was that you get into a company, get into recruiting is where most people start, and then you just grow with them, and then you just move yourself up through that company. Next is make sure that your experiences match job descriptions. A lot of jobs are similar to Miss Edison's organization, LifeNet Health. There's no leeway with the requirements. So you have to have all of the requirements for that job. There are some jobs that you can go, there is a little bit of leeway, but there's not a lot of those jobs. So just make sure that your experience matches with the job description when you're applying. This is the best way to be proficient in, getting callbacks for interviews and things like that. And that completes the 8th section. Next, we will go over the 9th section. The 9th section is challenges in the HR industry. Miss Edison stated that the main challenges in her industry have been attracting talent, managing employee relations, and the work environment. Let's talk about COVID. As we all know, COVID changed the world, but it really changed the HR industry, or even just jobs in general. People, managers had to really change their ways of thinking, and initially they had to find a way to apply the laws and the mandates, but also to keep their employees working. And then, so people got used to that, and so managers had to change up again when all of the mandates went away. So Edison stated that now, since the mandate's been lifted, attracting talent has been difficult for her organization. She stated that they used to get so many applicants, and now they get maybe 2 when, before they would get 100. So the managers had to move to a more looking into the more passive talent pool just because they couldn't get the applicants. So the passive talent pool is people who already have jobs, but maybe if they were offered a better deal, they would maybe take a job from another employee. Next, let's discuss employee relations. COVID really changed people. When people were sent to work remotely for so long, they didn't really have to deal with other people. They just had to deal with, maybe their immediate family mostly. They didn't have to be around many people. And this, when they had to go back to work, this really changed their mental state. And so now organizations have to provide, because of the stressors, they have to provide counseling and wellness programs to the families just to keep their mental state healthy. Next, let's talk about the work environment. So as I've just discussed before, everybody was working remotely and their work was more flexible and they just really got used to working remotely. So when the mandate was lifted, Miss Edison's organization decided they wanted everyone on site. Well, this created a problem for them because a lot of the staff didn't want to go back on site. And so they ended up losing all of those people. They quit. And that wraps up my presentation and the challenges and HR industry. Thank you.